Hello, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ana Munguia and I talk about unplanned pregnancies and first-time motherhood to help you make the best thing that ever happened to you out of that pregnancy. Why am I in this space and this subject? Because if you don't know me yet, I had 2 unplanned pregnancies and 2 planned pregnancies. My first 2 unplanned pregnancies are already recorded and they are uploaded already. So if you want to know more about my unplanned pregnancies, you can go to another video before this one. The subject for today is reconstructing your life after the turmoil has passed. Why am I all fluffy and with the hair like this, like in the 80s? Because in the 80s is that happened my unplanned pregnancies. And I had an event where I had to dress up in the 80s. And then after the event, I'm recording this message. So I'm giving up. I'm recording it, pre-recording it before it goes out as live. And yes, that's a trick that we do in YouTube. Sorry, but that happened. I wanted to show you my new hairdo, and for a reason. Because when you start reconstructing your life, and that baby came into your life, you make a stop, right? Because if you got pregnant when you're a teen or in college or you're working mom, doesn't matter where you came into your life, and you were probably in a relationship that was not a good relationship, and most of the guys fly out and don't stay with you after they learn that you are pregnant, definitely are not going to be a good father. That doesn't mean he should never be present. No, that means that he's probably not going to be a too present father, but the baby needs to know sometime in his life or her life who the father is. So don't lie to the baby when they grow up, and when they ask you about the father, tell him and tell her, and so they can go and look it up because they have the right to know. Anyway, the thing is that when you get this unplanned pregnancy, you start thinking, because before you were just playing around, having fun and experimenting and going with this guy or the other, or maybe with only one guy, and started having the intimate relationships before getting married. That's very normal in our society nowadays. Truth is, it is not the design of God. So if you want to follow the design of God, is that you have to reconstruct your life and start again. Because if the baby father left, he was not a good match and he was not going to be there for you forever. If the baby father told you to get an abortion when he knew that you got pregnant, it's not a good father to have around. If the guy starts fighting with you after you get pregnant, that's not going to be a good match there either. A lot of these guys with whom you get involved sexually before marriage, then they are just having fun. They're just using your bones. They're just using your body, and they're just experimenting and having fun. There's no real relationship. There's no real compromise. And you're the best thing for them. You're the sexiest girl, the most beautiful girl, and the best thing that they have in their lives until you get pregnant. And when you get pregnant, they get scared. And I'm going to make a live for the guys too. One of these days, I'm going to talk to the guys specifically. But for now, I'm talking to you, reconstructing your life. Now that you have a baby that you birthed, and you're responsible for this baby, for this human being that was in your stomach, in your belly, that you gave the gift of life, I'm sure you have changed around a lot. You have matured. You're another person. You love your baby. I'm sure you're in love with the baby. Everything that happens is like, wow. Every aku, aku, when they cry or whatever, everything they do, we just love everything. I just know it's so beautiful. I remember that everything that it was the first, like a first say that it was say ba ba ba, mom 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 mom. I was happy with it, with the baby. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I birthed this baby. I can't believe I have the privilege to be the mom. I can't believe I'm responsible for this little human. There's so many things that go through your mind, so many things. But I encourage you to think of yourself too. Give yourself respect. Don't be ashamed of being a mother. No, for no reason you should be ashamed. No, you have to be happy that you birthed the baby. You should be happy that you chose life. You should be happy that now you have found me and I can be with you and help you. You should be happy if you have a support system. If you do not have a support system, reach out and I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna be your support system, because every girl needs a support system to help with the kids, with the babies. If you don't, if your parents got really upset and they threw you out of the house, you can do this too. You've got this. You are stronger. You are more, you're more resourceful than you think. I'm sure you're going to figure it out. Every situation is different, but you have to think of yourself too. Love yourself. Love that you gave birth. Love that you're responsible for that baby. Love your new life, and love the turnaround in your life because of this baby. You know, I met this girl that she was a really rebel girl. She was like the turmoil in the family. She was the the one that would put into the nerves of the mother. Her parents were divorced and she was only living with the mother. That's very common. Divorcee kids look for love in the wrong places and they end up with unplanned pregnancies. That's very normal, but that's another talk. Anyway, the thing is that her mother could not deal with her teen girl, because she was getting into with the gangs. She was getting with the wrong people. She was getting away from the house. She was drinking. She was doing drugs, and she couldn't handle the girl. So the mother said, put a limit to her and threw her out of the house. While she was away from the house, partying and having the best thing, the best life that she could have. So she thought, of course, fooling around and jumping around from one boyfriend to the other, she finally got pregnant. At this point, she had dropped out of school. She could care less about school. She was having the life of her life, fun in her life, and she got pregnant. When she got pregnant, the boy was very proud of it, but she was living in the streets. And she ended up getting into the apartment of the guy that she got pregnant of. But this guy was living with other guys, other two guys. And she was the only girl there with a big tummy, and got birthed the baby there, and they got into a fight, and she ended up, long story short, she ended up in the streets, and she found a home where they accept pregnant girls, and she birthed the baby. She had the baby right there, and she was struggling in that place of how to take care of this baby. She never thought about abortion because she said that in her community it was normal to have a baby in her teens. All her friends were teen moms. She's an African American girl who I'm talking about. And in her community where she lived, all her friends were teen moms and cousins were teen moms. So it was like normal in her family. So, okay, one more. So she decided to have the baby. Now, the problem is that the baby father was in the wrong steps, and he was a drug dealer, and he ended up in prison. So she was by herself with no support. Her mom didn't want to deal with her because she was in bad steps. And so the mom had to put a limit. So if your parents have kicked you out of anger because you got pregnant, or because you have been rebellious, things are going to get better. But it has to take, you have to take the first steps to put together your life. So this girl, long story short, she figured out a way of how to get a house for her baby. She had a baby boy, and she was in government support for a while. And she went back to high school. She went back to school. She wanted to finish high school because now she wanted to be somebody because she was responsible of this baby. Somebody told her, your decisions are directly related to your baby's decisions. Your life is directly related to the life of your baby. So your decisions, good, are gonna support good decisions of the baby. Bad decisions, decisions for the baby. And the statistics say that a Black boy have more opportunity to get into the wrong environment if the mother is not supporting them. So she decided she didn't want her boy to be a statistic. So she decided to change her life, to put her life together and to make it the best thing for the baby. So she graduated from high school. She got into a community college, went to college with the baby, no excuses. She said no excuses. And she was a good student when she was in middle school. It just happened that in high school, she got into with the wrong people and decided to make different choices and different decisions. And she started to mess up. But the baby came into her life to cut the wrong steps. And she has a book. I read the book and I met her in person. And she's so awesome. She decided to go to college with the baby. She scrapped some coins to finally buy a bicycle. She put the baby in the bicycle in the basket, took the baby to school. She would go into school with the baby, put his mat there and the toys and his food, and she would be in class getting to her degree. And she didn't get only a bachelor's degree, she got a master's degree and a doctorate degree. She turned around her life because somebody told her, you are made for greatness. And she took that in her life, in her head. Somebody told her, you're made for greatness. And I want to say the same thing to you. You are made for greatness. You are not made to be a poor girl scrapping pennies to feed your baby. No, you have the power to change your life. And one of the things that probably you have to do is to work in yourself. Not probably, you have to work in yourself. And sometimes a new haircut starts changing your mood. And this is why I'm wearing like this, because in the 80s, getting a perm was the thing to do. That was the in thing to do, getting a perm. So I have straight hair. If you have seen my other videos, I have straight hair. And I had my hair up to my waist, long straight hair. And I went to the beauty parlor. I wanted to change my life. I mean, I already have this baby. I was responsible, single mother of this baby of 6 months old. Probably she had about 8 or 9 months or 10 months. I don't remember. But before she was a year old, I went to the beauty parlor and I said, listen, I need a new look. And they asked me, what do you want? Well, this long hair, like that, long, straight hair, I want it to be changed. I want to have a perm made, and I want to be curly. I don't know curly, so everybody is straight hair in my family. So I wanted to have curly hair, and I wanted to cut it. So the girl just came up, got my hair up like this, and she put the scissor here, and she cut my hair in the middle, so I would have some hair up here, and then she put the perm, and I was I can't believe I did that. I had curls. Oh my, I looked so funny, but that was the in thing to do in the 80s. I'm talking 1987. So if you go back and see pictures of the 80s, everybody was with perm hair and with big hairs like this, and the people that had afros, the African Americans would have big afros here. It was like the thing to do. I mean, I loved it. But that was part of my healing and changing my environment, changing myself, changing my look. It was to make me feel better about myself. Don't not be resentful about my choices, not be sad about my choices, not be blaming myself for my choices. I wanted a new opportunity. I wanted a new time in my life. And to tell you the truth, those single time years, they were the best thing that ever happened to me after the birth of my baby. I had so much fun in those years. I went to every meeting that I could find in church. I would serve in church. I was in Bible school. I was I was teaching babies. First, I went to the baby room, so I would take care of the babies. Then I grew up a little bit in knowing more of the Bible, so they gave me kids of 7 to 9 years old that they were reading already. Then I taught the preteens, 9 to 12 or 13, then the teens, then the young adults. I love teaching every kid and all the youth around me. Everybody that I could tell my story. I would not tell about Gabriel, my first unplanned pregnancy. That was a secret I had in my life. That was my big secret. Nobody knew I had gotten married because I was pregnant of that baby. Everybody thought I got married because of the baby that was born, because people didn't know the timeline there. So I wouldn't tell them the difference. They just knew, the kids knew that I was divorced and I was looking for God. So taking care of yourself, reconstructing your life, maturing as a mother, being responsible of the mother, but asking God to reconstruct your life, it's a good thing to do. It's a new opportunity. Prepare yourself for the man that really, really deserves you. That guy didn't deserve you. If he left, he didn't deserve you. If he told you to abort, he didn't deserve you. If he told you to get rid of the baby, he didn't deserve you. He was just fooling around, playing. And out of the playing, that baby was birthed. So just be happy that you are the responsible person here. Be happy that you're the chosen to take care of that baby. Be happy if you have already a support system. I have seen so many YouTube videos of teen moms that after the turmoil that the parents go through in the scare that they get for their kids, that they become pregnant, they finally fall in love with the baby. Things change. They get more relaxed. And when the baby is crawling there or walking and going to the grandma or to the grandpa, even if they were so upset when you got pregnant, they're going to change. They all change. Everybody loves babies. They cannot deny that. But what I'm telling you is work in yourself. Calm down. Develop yourself. Go through your studies. Don't stop studying because you got pregnant. It's totally the background, the upside down, backwards. You continue studying because of your pregnancy. Finish high school, finish the university, finish a master's degree. Do whatever you had dreamed before getting pregnant so you can give the example to the baby. If you have to stop a couple of years because you can't deal with everything at the same time, well, stop for a couple of years. But always have in mind to go back to school and be the best version of yourself to give an example to your baby, because you want your baby to look up for you, look up to you, not look down to you. You don't want your baby to grow up and be ashamed of the mother. Do you? No, right? You are a strong girl. You are strong. You have this all together. You are chosen to be the mother. You can do this now. So don't give up. If you have to cry, some nights you're going to be crying. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to be easy. No. Definitely it's going to be harder than many other girls, but you can do it. I promise things get better. And if you need help, if you want me to be next to you, if you want me to be part of your network, of your mentorship mentorship, of your support system, I'm here for you. I'm doing these lives, these videos to help you get into your new stage in life, to help you and to tell you that things get better. It's not the worst thing that ever happened to you. It's the best thing that ever happened to you. I have not talked to any girl that has birthed a baby that do not tell me that it's the best thing that ever happened to them. I have not talked to one girl that has aborted the baby that said that it was the best thing that they ever did. That doesn't happen that way, because they carry the burden that they have killed that baby. But when you birth the baby, life is good. Life is good. There's always choices. There's always choices. And you have the power to get the best choice. So thank you for listening, and keep going. Share this video, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for listening. God bless you. See you later. Bye-bye.